traditional ruler, 21 others kidnapped in Taraba. Chief of Defense Staff decries inadequate welfare for Nigerian soldiers. NCC directs service providers to disconnect lines without NIN. On the foreign scene, 5 dead in suspected ADF attack in Uganda. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Hour. I am Aisha Salihu. Bandits have killed 1 person and abducted 6 others in an attack on Tursa village in Raba local government area of Sokoto State. The attack occurred in the early hours of Tuesday. According to the police public relations officer of the Sokoto State Police Command, Ahmed Rufai, the assailants invaded the village and set ablaze a house where the victim was burnt. He said other properties were burnt, including motorcycles, adding that an unspecified number of livestock were also rustled. He informed that the State Commissioner of Police has ordered the manhunt for the suspected criminals and promised to give more updates on the development as it unfolds. Still on security matters, armed bandits have abducted the village head of Rakiabo in Safe local government area of Zamfara State, Magaji Sa'idu, and the chief imam of the village, Malam Abdullahi. The incident happened last Wednesday when the terrorists invaded the community. Although police authorities in the state are yet to confirm the latest abductions, a resident of the area who pleaded anonymity for security reasons, however, said the bandits had contacted the community demanding 5 million naira as ransom. According to him, the community had launched an appeal fund since the incident happened and could only raise 500,000 naira. He said the bandits had collected the 500,000 naira and refused to release the 2 abducted persons. Joining us live at this time via phone, we have Yushahu Adamu, Daily Trust reporter in Sokoto. Welcome to the News Hour, Yushahu.
Yeah, welcome. Good evening. How are you?
Now, let me start you off. What can you tell us as the nature of the recent attacks, which have become a deadly occurrence?
Yeah, the information reaching us indicated that these bandits are now on the move. I mean, they are moving from one place to another because raining season is over. So they are now looking for a suitable place that they can hide themselves. So Sapi and the environs is a little bit rocky and bushy area. So they are looking for a place where they can hide themselves. So while moving from one place to another, they used to attack villages they come across because they know the people have money with them now that harvesting period is over. They have harvested their crops and they're kept in set places. So they know they have money with them. So that is why the attack is now coming up from one time or from one village to another. Like Dankaremi, a bandit leader that recently attacked Zurmi, we have learned that this guy has now moved to a forest called Ugu in Savannah local government area of Kasuna. So they are on the move. They are everywhere. They can move from one place to another and attack villages on their way to their destinations.
Now, I'd like to know, what would you say is the scale of security resilience? I mean, would you say it is proportionate to the scale of the bandits' attack?
Well, it is. I can say it is because these people, you know, they have their own plan while security have their own. Like the information that I have gotten just recently, it has said that right now, as I'm speaking with you, they have blocked Funtua to Gusau Road.
Okay.
They are exchanging fire with soldiers at a village called Kuchiri. The movement of vehicles have been stopped along that road. So they are moving from one place to another, like I have said.
Okay, it's indeed a sad development knowing that there are gunshots everywhere, But I'd like for you to give us a picture of what life is like for people living in these vulnerable communities at the moment.
People are confused, in a nutshell.
Okay.
At market, they are expecting attack from these bandits. At homes, they are expecting attack from these bandits. The security personnel around people are grossly inadequate. And that is why maybe the Zamfara state government is planning to commission the community protection guards, about 4,200 of them recently. They said they are about to commission them. So the security personnel is grossly inadequate in the states.
We do hope that adequate security is restored into those communities. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yushawu Adamu, for joining us on News Hour tonight. And now moving on, 21 people, including the third-class chief of Pupule community in Yoro local government area of Taraba State, Umaru Nyala, have been kidnapped. They were picked by heavily armed gunmen suspected to be kidnappers who invaded the village at about 2 a.m. on Tuesday, shooting sporadically in different parts of the community. An eyewitness disclosed that among the 22 people kidnapped was a pregnant woman, people of the same family, and the son of the third-class chief and his security orderly. This is the third time that kidnapping for ransom is taking place in the village in less than 6 months without any arrested. The eyewitness also revealed that residents are now living in fear in the community as some are fleeing the village for safe havens. The police in the state said although they are yet to confirm the incident, they have, however, dispatched their tactical squad to the scene for investigation to unravel more details concerning the incident. And also, joining us now via phone from Taraba to give us more insight on the matter, we have Magaji Hunkoyi, Daily Trust reporter. Welcome to News Hour. Can you hear me, Magaji?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Now, it has been hours since the abduction. Is there a rescue mission underway by the authorities?
No, there is none for now, but we don't know of a future, maybe later in the day or tomorrow.
Okay. Now, this attack is the third attack by kidnappers in just 6 months in the area. What is life like for people in this community?
Well, people are terrified. They are in serious shock, shock and fear and apprehension. So they need to see security around them so that they can have peace of mind, protection, and what have you. But for now, they are in serious shock and fear.
Now, I'd like to confirm from you, do you know whether the kidnappers have made any ransom demands to these families?
No, for now, we haven't heard anything like that.
Okay. Okay, so just before we let you go, it's just a week before Christmas. Is it fair to say there is apprehension among residents over the growing insecurity in the region?
Obviously, there is. Obviously.
Okay. We do hope security is restored in the area. Thank you so much for joining us on News Hour. Now, away from that, residents of Benue State are expressing positive views regarding the improvement of security across the state. Benue State has been inundated with security challenges that is responsible for the displacement of thousands of people and the stabilization of the polity. Jimmy Azande has details of this report.
Some of the residents are saying that the presidency should be commended for the improved security situation in the state, owing to President Tinubu's drive to end insecurity in the country.
It's an improvement, and the cogent reason is this. The president of this country has taken the issue of security challenges very seriously, and so as a result of that, we have less security challenges in Benue State and as well as other states.
Others, however, say the credit should be given to Governor Alia, whom they say is exploiting every arsenal within his constitutional powers as the chief security officer of the state.
We saw movement of military personnel in the state, especially in areas of Sankara, where most of these things have been outside armed attack from people who have cattle, people who are working for cattle owners. So by and large, I would say that the situation has improved because I do not longer receive everyday news of attacks by armed men in the name of herdsmen. I do not hear cases of kidnappings every day, so I would say that that's improvement.
Another group of residents say some communities have invoked spiritual forces to end criminality and violent acts, hence the current calm in such places.
The security situation there in Sankara now has reduced, though not 100%. The swing that they did has helped a lot. But still, there is a challenge that I will urge the other communities, because the swing that they did in Ukum, those boys are saying it's only in Ukum local government. And actually, it has worked in Ukum local government. It has saved the situation very well. They are saying it's only Ukum local government that did this swing. So now, if you ask me, I will ask the Shitile, the Ugondo, and Tongo community to also buy the idea of soap. That's what has really helped the security situation in Sankara.
Most Benue residents are calling on all stakeholders to continue with the strategies taken so far to end the tax on the state, be it internal or external. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
The Plateau State High Court's 9 and 11 yesterday in two separate rulings granted bail to Noah Kekere, an alleged organ harvester in Jos. Kekere and two others were arrested in September this year and subsequently remanded at the Jos Correctional Center over an alleged kidney theft, criminal conspiracy, and human organs trafficking of one Mrs. Kehinde Kamaru and another Ibrahim Ajibade, respectively. Counsel to the accused, Barrister Samuel Shaka, had in November 2023 sought for their release on bail. Justice D.G. Fombing of High Court 9, while ruling on the two applications, held that there is no adverse circumstances provided under Section 177 of the ACJL 2018 that could warrant the refusal of granting bail of the defendants and applicants. According to Justice Fombing, the accused are admitted to bail upon fulfillment of 5 conditions, including the sum of 20 million naira and 2 sureties in the like sum each. One of the sureties to each applicant shall either be his biological father or mother or brother or sister. The other surety of each applicant shall be his paramount ruler, who is a graded chief on the payroll of the government, who shall provide the evidence of his appointment as such to the court. Justice Fombing adjourned the matter to January 28, 2024 for hearing on the substantive suits. Now, the acting national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Umar Damagum, said a former Rivers State governor and minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, is not above the party. Damagum, who stated this while responding to questions at a press conference in Abuja on Tuesday, hinted that the party leadership will sanction Wike and others who were involved in anti-party activities at the right time. This is coming on the heels of the admonition by some stakeholders within the PDP asking Damagum to sanction Wike and others for alleged anti-party activities during the just concluded elections. Coincidentally, the Minister of FCT has also been blamed for the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State, a PDP-controlled state. And now joining us in the studio live, we have Media Trust Group political editor Clement Oloyede. Welcome to News Hour.
Thank you for having me.
Now, what do you make of the PDP's position on the ongoing political saga in Rivers State? I mean, can they bite, or is the party just backing?
Well, the position as expressed by the acting national chairman of the party that they are not okay, or that they are rejecting the intervention of the president in the crisis in Rivers State is not surprising to many. Why I say this is that from the moment the 27 lawmakers defected from the PDP to APC, the national secretariat of the party, of PDP, that is, have been at the forefront of declaring the seat of these lawmakers vacant on the strength that they got the seat in the first place on the platform of the PDP, and leaving the party and should automatically translate that they should lose their seat also. So the position taken by the party today is not surprising. Like I said, it's expected that without prejudice to whatever agreement that has been signed by parties that were involved in the truce yesterday, it's expected that the PDP will continue in its fight to regain those seats that it has lost through the defection. And there are a lot of ways they can approach this. First is that they've already spoken with INEC. They've written to INEC, asking INEC to, as a matter of fact, fix a date for the rerun election, hinging this on the provision of the relevant section of the Constitution, including Section 109, and also the declaration of the seat of these 27 lawmakers vacant by the Speaker, the fractional Speaker of the Assembly, that's Edison Ehi, who is loyal to the governor.
Now, still in line with the truce and the peace deal, I'd like for you to help us understand the context of the negotiated peace. Who got the better deal, Wike or Fubara?
Well, from the face value of the resolutions that that has been in the media since last night, it's obvious that the only winner in this agreement, in this resolution, is the Minister of FCT, because almost all the resolutions in the place, except maybe number 2, which says that all impeachment process that has been started should be stopped forthwith. That is the only one. So you could say is 7-1 if you're looking at the scores. Almost every other resolution there is what the camp of for the former governor Wike has been clamoring for. So it's not far-fetched to say that this is that the governor of Rivers State was shortchanged with this agreement, and that Wike has had an upper hand in this in the agreement that's so signed. And I believe this is not unconnected to the to why a lot of people, especially some stakeholders in the south, has been saying that no, this agreement does not look like an agreement that our governor will sign. They believe that something must have gone wrong, or maybe he was coerced to sign this, because it all looks like what Wike, the Minister of FCT, would draft and say, okay, this is what I want you to do, and he signed it. So definitely, the Minister of FCT is the one that gets better deal in this agreement.
Just one last question before we let you go. Now, how long do you think this peace can last in the light of the complexity of the situation? Just very briefly.
Yeah, it's obvious that except all the parties work towards ensuring that this peace lasts, is just like a scratch on the face, because it's expected that those that should change will still find a way to get the control of the state. The governor is in charge of the state, so he definitely must have full control of the state if he's going to be the governor. And let's not, I would like to add this part. There is the legal aspect to all these issues. The president and the agreement might have resolved that they should withdraw all the cases, but there are actions that have been taken due to the orders of the court. For instance, the lawmakers' seat have been declared vacant. Is it just by asking them to go back that you expect this thing to take effect? The budget has been passed and it has been signed. If it has started being implemented, how do you go back again and make this work? So these are some of the issues that have been coming up, that will continuously come up. And when these issues comes up, someone said trust has already been betrayed. This matter has gone to the public knowledge, and people will continue to analyze it, and from this analysis, you see that issues will continue to pop up, and with that, it might not just, it will be too early to say that we've seen the end of the crisis in Rivers State.
Thank you so much, Clement Oloyede, Media Trust Group political editor, for your insights on the political saga in Rivers State.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm away from Rivers State. Traditional leaders of Hausa extraction in southwest Nigeria are advocating peace in Kano weeks after political tension emerged following the appeal court verdict and the state gubernatorial election. At a meeting held at the palace of the Sarkin Hausawa of Egba land in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, the leaders cautioned politicians against destabilizing the polity. Trust TV's Abbas Ibrahim Dalibi has details of this report.
Addressing journalists after their meeting, the leaders called on the political actors in Kano and Nigeria to amicably resolve the impasses as the political climate in the state is tense ahead of the judgment of the Supreme Court. The Sarki Hausawa of Shagamu, Inuwa Garba, disclosed that the Arewa communities living in the south are concerned about the development in Kano.
To our esteemed leaders to use their knowledge and political wisdom in dealing with Kano problem so as to avoid violence and mayhem. Kano problem might easily spread to other parts of the country. Such, with due regard to saving the people, their lives and properties, we hope the elders and leaders will apply the wisdom to save the situation. As traditional leaders, we actually want peace and harmony to reign.
On his part, the Sarki Hausawa of Ile-Ife, Lawal Isiaka, urged the federal government to intervene for peace to reign in Kano and Nigeria as whole.
Peace is very important. Without it, there will not be development. I urge them to ensure peace.
The host Sarki, Ibrahim Hassan, who is the Sarki Hausawa of Egbaland, disclosed that the Council of the Sarkis in the southwest will deliver their communique to the federal government through the Obas in the region.
If anything violent starting in Kano State, it will escalate to nation entirely, and we don't want it.
From Abeokuta, Abbas Ibrahim Alibi, Trust TV, Lagos.
Now, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has revealed that he and other soldiers are paid 1,200 naira per day on operations. Speaking on the welfare of soldiers in an interview on Tuesday, the CDS said all military personnel receive the same operation allowance regardless of ranks. He said over the past few years, the Army had recruited an average of 15,000 personnel, adding that there has not been a corresponding increase in the number of barracks. This is the News Hour on Trust TV. Still ahead, we'll take a look at the festive season in Jos as the countdown to Christmas begins. Details of this story and more to come after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying. If you're just joining us, this is the News Hour on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at a recap of some of our top stories. You heard that traditional ruler, 21 others kidnapped in Taraba. Chief of Defense Staff decries welfare of Nigerian soldiers. Moving on to more stories. The Nigerian Communications Commission has directed MTN Nigeria, Airtel and other telecommunications firms to fully bar phone lines without national identity numbers and those whose NINs have not been verified. This was disclosed in a corporate notice that MTN Nigeria filed with the Nigerian Exchange Limited, revealing the directive from NCC and the attached deadlines for the barring. In the statement signed by its company secretary, Uto Okbana, MTN Nigeria said this is part of an industry-wide directive that requires phone lines for which the subscribers have not submitted their NINs to be barred on or before 28 February 2024. With regard to NINs that have been submitted but not verified, such lines are not to be barred. I beg your pardon, on or before 29 March 2024, where 5 or more lines are linked to an unverified NIN. The current directive is a follow-up to the NCC's directive of April 2022, requiring operators to restrict outgoing calls for subscribers whose lines are not associated with NINs. And now Nigerians are reacting to the central bank's directive for commercial banks to freeze bank accounts not linked with national identification number. The Apex Bank's recent pronouncement has unsettled Nigerians, with the deadline set to take place from April 2024. In this report, Ibrahim Ismail samples the opinion of Abuja residents on the development. Let's take a look at the report.
The national identification number has become central to data synchronization across government operations as the Central Bank of Nigeria aims to sanitize the unwholesome practice of irregular activities within the financial sector. The introduction of bank verification number was one of the steps taken by the CBN to link bank accounts to individuals as part of a Know Your Customer policy. For some Nigerians, the measures being put in place is a welcome development.
I urge Nigerians to link up their NIN because for security-wise, it's good to link your NIN as a Nigerian. And this is a number that shows that, yes, you are a Nigerian. Yes. Have you linked up yours? I have done that. I have done that.
The government to try to let people know. They will give us time. Before they start to disconnect the account.
In typical Nigerian fashion, some residents believe the April 2024 deadline should be extended, alluding to the need for more public awareness for effective implementation.
They have to release information on radio so that some village people, they usually use radio to listen. So they should use radio so that everybody will be aware of that. They know about it. And some people, even though they know about it, they will just forget about it. They don't care about it because there's lack of education sometimes. It's like that.
Although some Nigerians have complained about the difficulties they experience in the process of registration or data modification in enrollment centers of the National Identity Management, some analysts believe linking the NIN with bank account will strengthen security, urging Nigerians to avoid unnecessary complaints.
Now, those people who encounter difficulties, did they document their difficulties? So it's not enough to just say, oh, I experienced difficulties, so I just gave up in the process. Did they document the difficulties? Did they call the attention of the authorities to say, we had so and so level of difficulty in trying to get enrolled? You understand? So that we don't keep on making perpetual excuses for people who are not doing enough to be a part of the process. We need to capture everybody's data.
The standardization of the financial system is signposting the need for adequate sanitization of process, which will mitigate illicit activities across board. The last-minute approach by most Nigerians, however, remains a stumbling block in achieving maximum cooperation. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Hundreds of petroleum tanker drivers at the NNPC tank farm in Esuk Utang, Calabar Depot have accused the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers of cheating and extorting them. They protested at the depot carrying placards and insisted that they will no longer tolerate the cheating and imposition of leaders. They said they must be allowed to freely elect their leaders, insisting that non-drivers can no longer lead. Reacting, the unit head of Nupeng in Cross River State, Peter Joshua, denied knowledge of the issues raised.
Nupeng, they are cheating us. They are doing us very bad. They used to come and not Nupeng. They used to do us election, but time don't reach when Nupeng they use us as a slaves. Then they used to come and do us election, select who they want. We don't want that. So time has reached where we drivers we need to get freedom for them because they are cheating us as a PTD tanker drivers. Because Nupen, they are using us. They used to go and bring, you see, carpenter. At times they will bring Obioma, tailor. Now he will be as a secretary or he will be as a VIO. Why drivers, we are here, we are suffering. Driver will drive truck almost 20 years, 30 years, no benefit. He will come back, remain in house to feed in house, no way for him to feed in house. Just to eat, children that are there crying. We are crying. When we get accident, formerly when we are at PTD, formerly when driver get problem, injury for one, injury for all. But now injury for we, enjoyment for them.
Away from Calabar, the Kogi state government has arrested 10 miners operating illegally in Ankpa local government area of the state. The State Commissioner for Solid Minerals and Natural Resources, Bashiru Gegu, disclosed this on Monday. Gegu, who noted that operation to stop illegal mining in Kogi state is on course, added that the government has confiscated over 50 trucks carrying coal illegally with the support of the Nigeria Police, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Department of State Services, and local vigilante. The commissioner warned all illegal mining companies and individuals to stop immediately as the long hands of the law are set to catch up with them, warning that anyone found wanting would be prosecuted. The Director General of Kogi State Special Task Force on Illegal Smuggling of Firearms and Other Related Crimes, Friday Sani Makama, said it will no longer be business as usual, as that the present administration will leave no stone unturned in arresting and prosecuting any individual caught engaging in illegal mining in Kogi State. As Nigerians prepare for the Christmas festivities, many households are contending with soaring prices of goods and services. Some Nigerians who spoke to Trust TV in Zaria are appealing to the federal and state government to intervene in order to make the celebration worthwhile.
Chairman Victoria Egu, a National Youth Service Corps NYC member serving at FCE Zaria, lamented that the economy has been very unfriendly, adding that the development will mar efforts to celebrate the season in grand style. She however affirmed that despite the economic crunch, she will still go ahead to travel to Kaduna from Zaria to celebrate the season along with her parents.
It's one usual thing with Nigeria. When close to celebratory periods, festive period seasons, the price there's always an increase in price. So it's something I already started planning for. My transport money, I've already kept it one side. Since all the money I'll use for transport, I've already kept it.
An entertainer, Oluwaseun Dare, who expressed displeasure over the hardship in the country, lamented that because of the harsh situation, he has cancelled his planned trip to join his family to Lagos and instead decide to celebrate the period in Zaria in low-key.
The good thing is the transportation from Zaria to Lagos is something else. Yes. I've checked over 20 plus. In short, we're even supposed to go to Ogun State and we'll have this car that will be taking us down there. Go and come is at 5,000 naira. So per person. So imagine you travel, you go come back. What happened January when you're back to Zaria?
Dare further explained how he intends to celebrate the period with the little resources at hand.
So it's better myself and my family will go get this kilo meat and we'll just enjoy ourselves. We'll have better Christmas to come.
Although a visit to the Dogarawa goat market in Zaria revealed low patronage, sellers however attributed the development to the fact that most celebrants prepare to buy their goats on Christmas Day Eve. Mohammed Uwis, a goat seller, said they could not afford to purchase enough goats this period due to lack of capital. He however stated that the little they could get have slightly increased in prices compared to last Christmas due to the severe economic downturn. Uwis said though the goats are sold as low as 30,000 for a small he-goat and 50,000 for a medium size, the prices have soared compared to last year's festive period.
And see that the market is dry and this is Christmas Eve. The market should have been busier, but because of the harsh economy, the animal dealers don't have enough capital.
At the Young Cafe Motor Park in Sabogari, where some travelers declined to speak with us on camera, Few passengers were noticed at the park going to the south and east. This may be attributed to the fact that there are still few more days to Christmas Day.
The resilient spirit of Nigerians will always prevail in any situation. Now, the city of Jos Plateau State, which is wearing a new look as government, individuals and organizations decorate their premises and strategic locations across the city ahead of the Christmas and New Year celebrations. Trustee Vice Dixon Adama, who visited some areas, reports that Christmas lights and other decorations are beautifying the city with just days to Christmas. The report.
Christmas lights are said to symbolize the stars, particularly the Star of David that appeared in Bethlehem on the night Jesus Christ was born. Since then, Christians use Christmas lights in their homes, churches, organizations, streets, among other places. This practice has been in place from time immemorial. A significant aspect of the Christmas lights is the beauty that they add to the environment, especially at night.
And it also gives us the sense of Christmas. It makes us enjoy the environment. Even at night, when you're walking, you always have the sense of holiday, and you always wish it extends more than December. So today, Christmas light is very important, and the significance we might not know, but as we go on, the joy it gives us is what we are so proud about.
I wouldn't just want us to be carried away by the lightning that makes the environment looks good, but I want the government in Plateau State to also find a way of making the lights in Plateau State to keep shining and shining even after the celebration.
Whenever I see Christmas trees and Christmas lightning, it's a time to relax and enjoy and wind down from a whole year of stress, and then also meet with family members and enjoy the time you have to spend together. But generally, Christmas lighting is always top gear.
This Christmas light is in addition to other Christmas decorations like the Christmas trees, season greetings, signs, flowers, Santa Claus activities, among other things. For sure, this has become an exciting aspect of the Christmas celebration, which Christians faithful often find necessary and appealing, hence the yearly practice by the faithful.
And now away from Christmas preparations in parts of Nigeria, Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Sonny Echono, has described as alarming the number of Nigerian university lecturers staying abroad after studying via TED Fund sponsorship. Echono, who disclosed this while speaking with journalists in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, vowed that the board would make the absconded academics refund the money spent on them or be repatriated. He said the organization devised the two ways to ensure that the affected teachers are sanctioned. He confirmed that TED Fund had disbursed over 400 billion naira to tertiary institutions nationwide. This is Trust TV News Hour. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back and thank you for staying. Let's now join Chamun Dabeng for business news.
Banks borrowing from the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN standing lending facility grew month over month by 559% to 376.64 billion naira in November 2023 from 57.14 billion naira in October 2023, suggesting the banks are depending more on the CBN for liquidity. Bank deposits at the Apex Bank Standing Deposit Facility, or SDF, decreased month on month by 18% to 2.4 trillion naira in November from 2.94 trillion naira in October, according to details from the CBN financial data for November 2023. Banks borrowing from the central bank has been erratic this year, but an increase in bank borrowing from the CBN SLF suggests a persistent reduction in the liquidity of the banking sector. According to the Q3 quarterly report of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, the country's electricity distribution companies DISCOs collected 267.6 billion naira from customers in the third quarter of this year, achieving a billing efficiency of 79% in the process. The report states that during the period under review, all DISCOs received a total of 7,184.45 gigawatts of energy, while the energy billed to end users was 5,680 82.11 gigawatts. This is a 2.44% decline in billing efficiency when compared to the 81.53% billing efficiency achieved in 2023 quarter 2 aggregate technical, commercial, and collection loss, which shows how much a company has made compared to how much it should have made based on the amount of energy delivered to customers, was 39.45% for the quarter, according to the most recent data. That's all for business news. I am Chamun Dabeng.
On the foreign scene, at least 5 people were killed, including a local leader, after suspected rebels from an armed group allied to ISIL attacked an area in western Uganda late on Monday, the area legislator said on Tuesday. On Monday, the Allied Democratic Forces attacked Kiabandara Parish in Kamwenge district in western Uganda at about 10 p.m., the lawmaker Cuthbert Abiyaga said. According to Abiyaga, the attackers then killed a local councillor whom they found in a small roadside restaurant she operated alongside 4 of her clients who had just sat down for a meal. The deputy spokesperson for Uganda's military, Dio Akiki, confirmed the attack and said they would give details later. The ADF was formed as an anti-Kampala rebel group in the mid-1990s and initially battled the government of President Yoweri Museveni from bases in the Rwenzori Mountains. After its formation, the group was eventually routed by the Ugandan army, with remnants fleeing into Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, where they have since orchestrated deadly attacks with thousands of casualties in the last decade across both countries. Still on the foreign scene, at least 29 Palestinians have been killed in an Israeli airstrike in a residential area of Rafah in southern Gaza. 10 other people were also killed after a hospital was raided in North Gaza in an attack on a refugee camp in that part of the enclave. Tens of thousands of displaced Palestinians have cramped into Rafah on Gaza's border with Egypt to escape Israeli bombardments further north, despite fears that they will also not be safe there. The number of casualties was expected to rise as more bodies were pulled from the rubble, under which people were also trapped. Journalist Adel Zorub was among the 29 killed in the air raid in Rafah, the government media office in Gaza said on its Telegram channel. Fierce battles raged in northern Gaza, where Hamas continues to put up stiff resistance across what is now a battered wasteland 7 weeks after Israeli tanks and troops stormed in. Let's now join Adeni Ajishafe for sports news.
The final battle between Rubicon of Abuja and Mancomites of Jos in the President's Cup wrapped up the 2023 Gas Polo Club National Carnival Polo Tournament at the Nigerian Army Polo Resort, Mambila Barracks, Abuja, where fans were thrilled with skills and display of strength by the players and their powerful horses. Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar III, alongside the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hanatu Musawa, Youth Development, Jamila Ibrahim, and other dignitaries graced the prestigious polo event. A grueling 5 chukkas competitive final between Rubicon Green-White against Red-White Malcolmites ended in a tie at the 15th edition as Rubicon emerged winners through a toss of a coin by the Minister of Youth Development after playing a 7-7 draw. The Sultan of Sokoto awarded the players and presented the President's Cup to Team Rubicon. Minister of Aviation Festus Keyamo had much fun watching the finals while appreciating both teams.
We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. It was a showpiece, and kudos to both teams. Kudos to all sets of players. They showed their best today on the pitch.
Patron, Rubicon Polo and Turf Club Hadi Sirika commended the tactical display from both sides in the game.
What went very well with us in Rubicon is that you can see the element of horsepower, and also the professional did very well. He thought of it. He went back in defense in the last chapter, and that defense I think helped matters. tactically it came out to be the winning strategy.
Chairman, Nigerian Army Polo Association Brigadier General Damulaka said there has been lots of improvement in the Napa Games.
Someone who was here 5 to 10 years ago will not believe he's in Nigeria with the infrastructure and the field. Everything has improved, and this is special thanks to the Chief of Army Staff, who has taken it upon himself to fund the club for us to get to the best club in Africa.
Champion Rubicon celebrated their hard-fought victory against the resilient Malcolmites with much ecstasy. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Akishafe.
And with that, we've come to the end of the news hour on Trust TV. Remember, you can follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thanks for your time.